The Marvel Strike Force devs have responded to the Deathpool passive bait and switch controversy. Is the response good? Does it go far enough? We're talking about that in this video. Also, White Tiger added to the Blitz orbs last night. Last week's blog post says she was supposed to go to the arena orbs. So is she also going to the arena orbs? Or was last week's blog a mistake? And war playtesting. It is done. Players were allowed to discuss their experiences last night, and we're going to take a look at some of the changes that they experienced in this playtest server. And if you're ready for all of that, guys, we got a lot to discuss. So find that like button and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Oh, hello, Valley Maniacs. What is up? I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're ready to discuss all the latest confusion that's going on in Marvel Strike Force. Hopefully this video can provide you with some clarity. If this is your first time here, guys, hit that subscribe button for more Marvel Strike Force content. We're covering it almost on a daily basis, pretty much on a daily basis, a weekday, daily basis on this channel. So subscribe for more content and hit that notification bell so you know as soon as a new video is up. And if you wanted to get more Marvel Future Revolution content, check out my other channel, ValleyFlyin76, for more content on that. All that good stuff, guys. But without further ado, let's go take a look at the dev response coming late last night. 2 issues regarding Deathpool's passive abilities. So a couple things. When Deathpool arrived as a character, like most characters in Marvel Strike Force, was not working properly. We had some text changes go on the game. Nothing was announced, and players were angry. I actually made a video interviewing the senior community manager over at Scopely with the response to this, but we got another response to this. Check out yesterday's video if you want to see exactly what was going on. But to kind of solve it, after that video was released, we get this on the official Marvel Strike Force website. First, you may have seen that the English-only text for Deathpool's passive ability, Death Comes for All, was updated yesterday. That text was unintentionally pushed out live from one of our developmental builds. One of the changes states that she won't trigger a bonus attack when she personally kills an enemy unit. So this is where a lot of the community, especially the Valley Club this morning, was thinking this whole blog post was all BS, not true. But this next sentence leads me to believe that it was true, because it'd be too easy to call them out if this was not true. A true change like this would have happened in all languages. Now, I only have access to the English server. I mean, I guess I could change my language, but I wouldn't be able to read it. So if any of you guys are in another language, playing Marvel Strike Force in another language, and you did not see this change, this text change, go on, that when Deathpool attacks an enemy, she won't get that bonus, let me know, because that would be where it's very easy to call Scopely out on this if they're not telling the truth. So I think it's very easy to say, oh, they're not telling the truth. This was done after the fact, but it'd be easy to if we figure out if they were lying or not. So I think because of this line, it actually was a mistake. Again, with a lot of their mistakes, I don't know if that's a better thing that they keep pushing out these mistakes. They continue to happen. But I'm glad with the rest of this. That text change will be undone. It doesn't say when, because if we go into the game right now, and there it is, there's the game. And let me remove this camera from yesterday. It is still there. So all this part was there. The last sentence, this character cannot trigger this attack. That was what started all this controversy. And it says it's going to be undone. Now, if you guys are seeing this in another language, like I said, let me know in the comments, because it's not supposed to be there. Let's go back and see what they say about this, how this is going to be handled. In actuality, the dev team will be working to update the functionality to match ability and cause Deathpool to trigger her bonus attack if she kills an enemy character. So it's not going to work like it's working right now in the game. They're going to have to fix it, but the update will require a new client and therefore won't likely to be implemented for several weeks until the next version 5.7. This is very disappointing. So the character that was released right when 5.6 was released is not going to be working correctly until the very next update, 5.7. A little disappointing. I'm glad they are addressing this. I wish this would have been addressed yesterday. I think a lot of the negative reaction from the community would have been solved if they've got out ahead of this a little. But this is after the fact. So I think some of the damage was done, but I'm glad that they are going to fix it. I'm glad they're not just going to do the lazy solution and revert the text, which is what they've done several times in the past. There have been other instances which you guys reminded me of this morning, such as the Black Order, when they actually went and fixed the characters. But there's so many times that I remember them just fixing the text. Still not any word on what is going to happen with Shang-Chi, because as you guys may or may not know, Shang-Chi, and I can't remember if it's on his special or his ultimate, but yeah, he's giving a lot of heals. Nothing in the description that indicates that he should give you heals. Very big heal, and it makes Heroes for Hire a lot worse than they should be if you're trying to attack one of these on ward defense. So not sure what they're going to do with this for the Shang-Chi, but we do know what they're going to do with Deathpool. All right, the other thing, and so yes, they're not going to go through the nerf, which is good. How are they going to handle the buff? There's another text update to Deathpool's passive ability that clarifies how the ability energy is distributed. And in my mind, I think this is a little bit of a buff. This is not a negative. This is a buff. My point, though, yesterday was that this is still not as advertised, even though this is better than was advertised, kind of like the Shang-Chi thing, better than advertised. It's not what was advertised. It's not what was sold. And that's why it's not as good. But in this instance, benefiting the players, it looks like they're going to leave it. On enemy death, generate 1 ability energy for 2 random mystic allies or self that were not at full at the start of the current turn. So this means that if a character has their ability energy topped off, if they have all their skills maxed, they're not going to be able to get ability energy. That is a better energy distribution. Again, this text was unintentionally pushed live yesterday, but this part will remain intact, and the localizations for other languages should be implemented later this week. So if you are playing on a non-English version, I guess this is working like this. I guess it was always working like this when the character was released, but they're gonna leave it. So I guess that's a good thing. When something works better than what you expect, it's a good thing. But yeah, I'm glad that they're fixing this, because this is not better than what is expected. All right, we apologize for the confusion that this situation caused. Appreciate your patience while we work to address it. So no bait and switch. They're fixing it. It's just gonna take them a little while to fix it. And I guess this is a good thing. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. So let's move on. There's some controversy, and not some controversy, but because some confusion about what is going on. So let's take a look at last week's blog post. And this is from the 27th. We're talking about the character availability. And this is where some confusion happened, because this is contradictory to what we saw in game. So basically it says, speaking of Infinity Watch, Phyla-Vell soon be in the Arena Orb, alongside with Shadowlands Fierce Brawler White Tiger. And last on the update to the arenas. All right, so White Tiger was supposed to go to the Arena Orb, but yesterday we got this inbox message: White Tiger character charge available exclusively in the Blitz Orb. So something is wrong here. Either this message that it's not going to be exclusive, or maybe it's exclusive now. We opened a bunch of orbs for White Tiger this morning on stream, and I believe, you might have to go back and watch, I think we had 238 of those Blitz orbs, and we got 95 White Tiger shards. So I think that was a pretty decent thing. But yeah, she is actually in the Blitz orb. Now we got a clarification. We asked the question yesterday in the Envoy chat, didn't get clarification until this morning, that the blog post, this blog post that Zeke's used to write, well, this is inaccurate. White Tiger is going to the Blitz store, like were made notice of yesterday. And Phyla-Vell is indeed going to the Arena Orb. It doesn't say the date on this, but it looks like Red Guardian is dropping in price, and Shatterstar is going to the store, getting out of that orb. So that is how that is working. Little confusion, but I hope that clears it up for you guys. And hopefully this didn't screw you up too bad. I know there was a message on Twitter for someone that just opened all their Blitz orbs when this was announced. And now this is kind of another bait and switch. So I don't know if you guys open your Blitz orbs before this announcement in game. I would write in a support message. They may not do anything, but I would write it in anyway. All right, and let's talk about these war changes. So for those of you that may or may not know, War has went through a playtest. It was going through another playtest as over the past few weeks. Last night, players that were involved in the playtest were allowed to talk about their experience. I was not one of those players, but we do see a post here. Boom. From someone that was, about some of these changes, and this is making the rounds all over Discord now, all over the community. So yes, hopefully you guys hopefully this is news for you. If not, then we'll get some reaction to this. All right, We've been given the go ahead to share our experiences. As a reminder, this is all subject to change. Nothing is set in stone. Very important. There was a previous playtest. Some of the changes were implemented. Some changes from that were implemented. Some things stayed the same. All right, so let me know what you guys think of these changes. An individual player no longer needs to purchase 2 slots for war. Instead, it will just automatically add it, meaning players will have 10 defensive slots. So I don't know if you guys remember from the previous playtest, you were able to purchase other slots. So instead of 8 war defense teams, you could have 10. Wasn't clear on what was purchasable, what currency was used to make those purchases, but I guess it doesn't matter because now you just get 10 defensive slots. All rooms, all buffs are war ready. Functions were the same as last playtest. So war ready, I think what they needed was a certain level of ISO 8. It's not clear from this post if that still is going on with war, but you may need to be putting some ISO 8, not just for Doom 2, not just for Doom 1, but also for war to get more bonuses for those war ready characters. If that is what this is referring to. All right. All players starts with 4 war energy. Currently in Marvel Strike Force right now, you're starting with 2 and that goes up. So if these changes are implemented, you're going to start with 4 war energy, earning 2 every 2 hours. You're getting more energy quicker. The energy cap increased to 5. Right now, the energy cap is at, it gets increased to 10. Currently, it's at 5. So the additional 2 spots now reward points towards a war victory, unlike the player test. So what was happening in the prior playtest, you could purchase those 2 defensive slots, but they weren't getting points towards the win. I guess because they're not purchased now, they are getting points towards the wins. At least that is how I'm understanding that. And you could attack up to 4 slots per time per side. Currently in war, you could only do 2. So I think what this is going to do is allow more players to attack at once. And not make it as slow in the beginning of war, because as you guys know right now, especially if you're trying to be efficient and only attack one room at a time and not or each side of the room and not both sides of the room, just so you could drill down the center or drill down one of the sides. You don't want to attack all the sides. So giving 4 players that opportunity instead of 2 players the opportunity, I think that'll reduce the time. And that's one of the big complaints that I'm hearing from a lot of players, and that's one of the big complaints I have for myself. Not just Heroes for Hire, it's also the time that war takes. So this I think should speed up the war. You can full clear your opponent in 2 hours if you have perfect no loss war. A normal war may run 4 to 5 hours. I'm curious to see how Heroes for Hire is going to change that, especially with the bugged version of Shang-Chi going on right now. Like I said in the beginning, still not clear if they're going to switch that back to match the text or if they're going to match the text to match all that crazy healing that he's doing in the game. Personally, I think that's a little too strong for war defense, and that's not what character results. I hope they go back on that crazy heal. New war features allow leader captain to rotate a room slot so that you do not want a player to attack. That is good. I think that's something that the players have been wanting for a while. Don't attack this room, only attack this one. Makes it more intuitive. I like that. The player can still attack. It's only a visible notation, which is good. Practice mode. Practice. Are we talking about practice? Not the game. We're talking about practice, really? All right, by far the best feature in this playtest was practice mode. The new feature allows you to practice against the teammates' defense during the downtime between this war. The currently features does not allow room buffs, however, but war buffs are active. I think this is the biggest thing that players have been asking for a long time. So it appears that the devs are listening. You know, they're listening with this Deathpool. They responded to this. The controversy is gone. It's not a bait and switch. They're going to fix it. It's going to take a while. I guess this is still some miscommunication there. And I got to say, some of that may be the double work that Cerebro has to do now that Zeke's left. I don't think that position's been filled yet. So I think that is why there's some miscommunication recently with the blog. I mean, I don't remember too much when Zeke was there, but since Cerebro had to do like his job and Zeke's job, there's been more and more of this. And then these war changes. And I think at least on paper, these changes look good. Starting with 4 war energy, attacking up to 4 slots per side. I think this is going to allow for quicker wars, and I think that's a positive. The negative, though, I think this puts even more importance on having your total alliance be on right at the start. If you can't have that, you're going to be at a major disadvantage with all those extra attacks that you're getting on. So while this does solve some of the problems of wars being so long, getting these full clears in about 4 to 5 hours, I'm not sure if that's just for these top end alliances that are super competitive or if that's going to extend to these more casual alliances. But I think the shorter wars are good, but it does put more of an emphasis on being in the beginning. So what I think a lot of the players were asking for was more efficiency-based wars so that we could get rid of these 4 different time zones and attack whenever it's convenient for us within that window. That's not looking like the direction that they're going with this, which is unfortunate. It looks like being on at the start is even more important now, which for some alliances is going to be fine. And like I said, I'm not sure how this is going to affect casual alliances. If it's still going to be a race, if it's going to be even more important for casual alliances to get more of their members on in the beginning of war, because these first couple hours seem like they're more important than any other time, especially if these wars are 4 to 5 hours. Now, I know there was a lot of controversy way back in year 1 with those Deathpool raids that only lasted for 2 hours, that you had to get everybody on at the same time. These wars, because you can't pick the times like you could with those raids, maybe even more problematic, but maybe not, because there's 4 set times and you guys could pick that. So this may not have a good effect on alliances if they continue with this. Hopefully they do another round of playtest thing. By the indication for that roadmap, this may be it though. So let me know your thoughts on this. Are you happy with these changes? Not as happy with these changes? I see some benefits, but I also see some problems with this as well. So let me know your thoughts. Are you happy with these war changes? Are you happy with what they're doing to Deathpool? And what the heck with White Tiger? Hopefully there's they fill that position for Zeke's, and we can get more accuracy with the blog post, because right now it's questionable. It's questionable right now. All right, and that is it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. More great Marvel Strike Force content on this channel, so hit that subscribe button. More Marvel Future Revolution on my other channel, ValleyFlyin 76. The link is in the description. Subscribe to that. And news is coming out tomorrow. Like I said, we're switching up the schedule a little. Remenex is going to be on, and I believe that he was also on that playtest server. If he was, we're going to ask him a lot of questions, because yes, people that were on the server are allowed to discuss it freely now. So that is it. That is the schedule. Thank you guys for watching, and give me that Hulk fist. But before you go, have a great rest of your day. ValleyFlyin out.